Hey guys, welcome back. Hope you had a good day in the market. It's Thursday, January 19th. We're gonna look at this SPY, bit of a sell-off. GNS up 286%. We're gonna talk about this. I'm pretty excited about it. Very excited about it. BBBY presently down 4%. GME down 7.8. Pretty big sell-off. We're gonna look at it, and I think I figured out where GME is on the cycle. Anyway, sub up, like up, comment down. Happy money sticks around. Follow us on Twitter at HappyMoneyYT. I did a Twitter Spaces on there last night. Chat with Nighthawk. A lot of fun. It's recorded if you want to go listen. And get on our Discord server. Link for those are both in description. Had a good day streaming today. If you haven't joined on there, do it. Hit notifications so you know when to go live at 9 a.m. Eastern. About 30 minutes or so before open. Yeah, watched some videos today. Did some VHS tapes for the class. Anyways, yeah, so SPY came down, gap down. The data today, what was it? I didn't actually look at it. It was a little bit, wasn't crazy, out of expectations, I don't think. I can't remember what it was. PPI, somewhat bearish. Wasn't bullish enough to rip the market. And so, still hanging out down here. I'm gonna show you the futures. I still have them, and they're quite nice. I do see this still coming down. We're still in SLD. One more day probably of a bit of sell-off, and then we'll see what comes Monday for the market. TA wise, it's still bearish. We haven't flipped bearish necessarily on the daily, but the shorter time frames are still looking bearish. This is just kind of a bit of a bounce, I'd say. It was kind of on a support here though, but I think it's probably going to come down more tomorrow and maybe into next week. Probably this 386 level I'd see it testing and see what goes from there. And GME, with that, I think it will probably keep coming down tomorrow. And then I think potentially by Monday even might start rallying, but probably not until Tuesday. BBBY, it might just follow that same pattern that we've been watching on GME. And so a move starting up next week potentially. I don't think this week we're going to see anything. Looks like more consolidation, more theta burning, and more cheapening of the options because they were too expensive to continue this move. But it does look very bullish, holding up very nice levels. More bullish than it would have imagined after a 360% move from bottom to top. This is nice consolidation at a high. I don't care who you are. Today bounced off of that same support from back here, that 3350. Look for that again tomorrow. Being Friday, it's possible it breaks through that, maybe finds a lower support. I do think they're going to want to get it below $3 by close tomorrow. There is 22,000 options still at $3 open interest, so that will definitely put pressure on the market maker coming into next week, specifically on Tuesday, Wednesday, and it could be even Monday. We start to see a move. If it closes above 3.5, it's another 20,000. So I don't think it'll close above 3.5. But it could. But it would be nice if it closed above 3 for that to stay in place. Next week's options on it aren't nearly as stacked as this week's are, but they're starting to add up a little bit there. That's not bad, 8,600. So these will come in as it starts to move up, but they need to get cheaper too. That's what we want, is the IV to come down, so it's more attractive to get into options. But either next week or the week after, I think BBY could have another move up and probably make new highs. Yes. And then GME, so I'll show you the positions. I've cash secured puts, cover calls, long calls, debit spreads, got all sorts of stuff. I'm gonna do that once I show you guys a little TA. GME, big sell off today, so I did get long puts yesterday, and those were nice. They're up like 90% today. But yesterday they weren't moving at all, which was weird. Anyways, this is what I've been waiting for in GME to finally come down and retest and make some sort of pattern that was familiar, not just this melt up low volume into Never Never Land. Because we're trying to go to Mars, we're not trying to go to Never Never Land. Anyways, if you look back here, I've hypothesized before that we're potentially in this zone right here, this range right here, right? I looked at it much closer today, and I'm much more convinced now that we did just do this long sell-off. These are daily candles, so, and I think we are right about here. I think the bottom will be different. This is a double bottom. I think we're doing a double bottom more like we did here and here before rallies. So if you look at one of these, it would be like today's this day, that's tomorrow, Friday, that's Monday, Tuesday. But I think Tuesday will probably be bigger rip, so probably closer to like here. But yeah, let me show you. So at our double top here, right? Big sell off down. That is right here, this double top that we had. Big sell off down. This consolidated in a tighter range, but same type of deal. Consolidated here, and then look, consolidated. And then remember that rocket shape that we got, that rocket shape pattern? So imagine all of this was up high. They dropped it down, and then we had that rocket shape, that big move up. But it was kind of hidden because it moved down so much before. But that was a 31% move bottom to top. So if this candle, the bottom, it was up here, this rocket shape would have brought us way up here. And then during this flat consolidation, that rocket shape would have looked a whole lot like this. I couldn't figure out what this was because this wasn't a double top. This wasn't a pinch like we get here. It's like, when have we ever seen just a single little rocket? And that's it. It's literally in the same spot on the chart too, as far as like time frame, in the middle of this consolidation before another move down. Right? Do you see it? Double top, come down, consolidate, little rocket, and then another leg down. Okay? Check out something else that's kind of mind-blowing. Look at the bottom of the top. 38%. Similar percentage even move up as that other one. It looks much more bullish here though because of where it started. The other one dumped and then did it. So with that, consolidation moved down. So the difference, one difference between these two is this has been in a longer time frame. Back here, this happened in a shorter time frame. But if you look, consolidation, rocket, leg down. So that's why I feel like we're here, but I think it's much further closer to a spike because of the time frame. So the bottom and the trough is looking a little bit different. I think our bottom is a little more reminiscent of the bottoms we used to have, like here, this double bottom. So here would be like 15, where we are right now, that bottom, and then we just had that melt up the last 5 days, which was more bullish than usual, but I think that's because it was from a lower price point. We had this melt up, and now we're getting the sell off back to a double bottom, which might be a little higher, might be the same, might be a little lower, but I think we will bounce off of it and then have our big move up, just like we've had over and over and over. Double bottom, big move up, double bottom, big move up. This one actually didn't really do it. However, if you look, last time we had the long leg down of our cycles, which was here, that was the longest time we had. Our move up was massive. It was one of the biggest, percentage-wise. It was also when Ryan Cohen bought in. That was 152%, bottom to top. So, 152%, guess where that puts us, bottom to top. We're going from about there, right about 40. Right at that resistance, right back there. There are no coincidences. I think that's what's coming, guys. And I think it could start as early as next week. Potentially Monday. I'm probably going to get long exposure. Kind of waiting for the price more than the time. I might get some tomorrow on Friday. But I think at like 17, I'm going to start scaling in. It is always possible that it just flushes through here and keeps coming and goes down to 10. That's always a possibility. So being wise, practicing good risk management, and scaling in. But I think I will, like 17, under 17, I'll start scaling in maybe a little bit tomorrow and then try and hold off till Monday. But it could be a little bit of a gap up even on Monday. If you look back here, like at this bottom, let's see, 17, 18. That was 18 to, this was Friday to Monday. So that Friday was bullish though. So we'll see. But I think we could be seeing a big move up in this month and into February. So everything I'm getting is for basically February 3rd. And call debit spreads, calls, shares. I'll be getting back into shares for a swing. I held off. I practiced patience. Glad I did. This move up was nice though. I mean, you definitely could have made money on this. This support came out of nowhere. This 14, 15, 41. I'm like, what the heck is this? This isn't real. But it ended up being a nice little 30% move. So you could have profited there, but I think the big move is still coming, and I think it's going to be after we double bottom. That was actually 40%. That's crazy. So that's what I'm looking for. BBY could follow similar time frame as far as next week, starting with T+2 after OPEX, which is tomorrow. Yeah, let me show you guys the trades. It's crazy. It's crazy. So I did the exact same freaking thing today. I want to talk about I'm gonna talk about GNS also. That's huge actually what's going on there. I did cover calls again on BBY, but then I didn't realize my account dropped below 25k again, so I can't close it today. So I have to hold it till tomorrow. Which is fine. I'm still kind of bearish on it coming into Friday. But I did want to just scalp this. So this thing's up 46%. It was up like 60% at one point, which is awesome. It's like $400 in premium from 2 days, 2,400 shares. Love covered calls with high IV. And then, so I got told that till tomorrow. Here are the options. I closed out my covered call on Carvana. That chart, hopefully it rallies up next week if there's still kind of a risk on going on. I bought GNS shares, 600 here and then 100. I averaged into it. GNS is a company that hired Wes Christensen. Lots of links shared on Discord by other members on there. But I basically watched videos of it, of their Zoom calls on the stream today. And Wes Christensen is basically going after the shorts. GNS is going to maybe give a special dividend, maybe do a reverse split, all sorts of actions to get basically the huge naked shorts out of their stock. And the rally today, I think it's maybe on the special dividend news, but I'm not sure. The volume is insane. It's 238 million volume traded today, most it's ever seen by a long shot. Tiny little market cap or a free float of 10.5 million. So this thing could get insane, like crazy wild upside. It might be, a month or two or more, the dividends coming out, and there might be some volatility here and there, but I think I'm going to play it and probably hold through. The videos that Wes Christensen and the CEO of this company go on about are insane. So definitely gives some conviction if you were having doubts with GME. It seems like it's real. Like there is a real problem with this, with all of this just price suppression via all these different tools that they use and all this manipulation. And Wes Christensen even has said there's going to be something much bigger than GME and AMC. And he didn't specify what. I don't know if he's talking about BBY or what he's talking about, but because he's getting hired now. Like I think they're getting pretty busy being hired by companies trying to eradicate the illegal naked shorting, to put it simply, in their stocks. So this this could be fun. I'm not sure how it's going to play out, but the volume, the price action, and then the fact that they hired an FBI agent also, so they're like trying to press criminal charges. It should be a fun ride on that one. There's no options, so as Donora put it, there's less opportunity for manipulation, which is true, but you also kind of miss out on potential gamma squeezes, but probably not worth it. It's probably better just not even to have them, since they manipulate with those so much. Today I was able to, so that's GNS. I might get more shares. I'm kind of curious what happens after hours. I was able to roll my 8 strike puts that expire tomorrow on BBY to February 3, 7.5 puts. I was able to roll it down and still receive a credit, so I'm happy about that. GME cash secured puts I closed out today for like 80 something percent, 90%, and they also closed out on here. So I'll reopen potentially cash secured puts on Friday, or I might just go straight to shares. Just have to see where the price is on GME. I do want to swing trade shares on this rally up and not necessarily cash secured puts. There's just so much more exposure to upside rolling the shares. Our futures, micro ES, these are up 425 today, 1865 total. Is on a 2.3% move on ES, which is futures on the S&P 500. Is a short. I've got 4 of them. I thought about averaging into it today. Just decided to, I guess, leave it. I think one more day of red, and I might close them on Friday. Actually, today after hours, 6 o'clock is Netflix earnings, so I might close it before then. Their earnings could rally the market, but that's not to discount this bearish sentiment I see here, this bearish TA. But it is kind of bouncing there. I don't know. We will see. But yeah, I might close that after hours. That's what I got for you guys. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on Discord. Peace out.